Hi guys, I'm Pratiksha and welcome to my channel. Finally, we are in April. March is finally over. Am I the only one, or did you also feel that the March was really long? Like really long. Anyway, so as March is over, so is quarter 1 of 2026. Time to wrap up everything I've read in the past 3 months. Let's dive into some reading statistics. So I have read 12 books so far. That is 12 books out of 35. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I read 2 books in January and DNF'd 1 book. I read 5 books in February and 5 books in March. And genres that I've read: 7 thrillers, 2 mysteries, 2 short romance stories and 1 horror short story. And my average rating so far is 3.9 stars. And I haven't found my 5-star read yet, which I think is going to change very soon because I'm soon going to start His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I posted a poll on my Instagram and a lot of you voted for His and Hers. Back to the stats. And the reading format that I read in last 3 months, surprisingly, is ebooks. Let's dive deeper and get into the exciting part. Books. My first read in the January was What Boys Learn by Andromeda, Romano-Lax. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. It's about 2 teenage girls found dead in wealthy Chicago suburbs. Abby Rosso, who is high school's counselor, thinks that her son is somehow involved in their lives and is involved in their death. This was a soft DNF for me because I just could not get myself into the audiobook. Trust me, it's not the book, it's me. I am the problem here because I never have tried audiobooks before and suddenly I jumped into audiobooks. That was obviously not the good thing to do. If this book releases as a paperback again or it's available on Kindle Unlimited, I will be the first one to read it. So I will be coming back to it. So this was a soft DNF for me. The second book that I read in January was The Housemaid is Watching by Freida McFadden. This was such a disappointing read. This is the last book in the series. I've read the first 2 as well. The first one I found predictable. Second one was okayish. But when I compare the third book to the other 2 books, I think the first one was much better than the other 2 books. I gave this one 2.5 stars. And the third book that I read for January was My Lovely Wife by Samantha. This book was unhinged. It is so unhinged that I recommend going into this book completely blind. You don't need to know anything about this book. If it is sitting on your TBR, pick it up right now. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. I kind of predicted a few things. I think 2019 me would have loved this more than I loved it. I think 2019 me, who was reading Silent Patient, The Girl on the Train, would have loved this book a lot. I started this book in January and completed in February. So I will be including this book into February. That makes more sense, I guess. Next book is Follow Her by Stothard. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. The author reached out and offered the NetGalley widget for this book. And when I saw the blurb, the first thing that I saw was cult thriller. And since I have read Be Mine by Lizzie Barber, I have been obsessed with cult thrillers. Like, I want to read more cult thrillers. But this one was a disappointing read. This book is about Katie and Freida, who spent a summer together on Tidal Island 10 years ago, and since then they haven't spoken to each other. Now a photo links them to the murder of 2 girls. It's a slow burn. It takes its time to show how Freida turns into spiritual influencer. It did not keep me hooked. I skimmed a few parts. Trust me, halfway through the book I was like, I just want to get it done with it. Like, I just want to finish it. And the revelation at the end, it had no shock element. It was no twist. It literally felt flat for me. I was expecting something darker, twistier. I gave this one 2.5 stars. Next book that I read in February was The Retirement Plan by Hincenbergs. Hatchet India was kind enough to send me the copy. This was a buddy read that I read along with my friend Navya. This book is about Pam, Nancy and Celsia who want to kill their husbands for insurance money for their retirement plan. This was chaotic. These three women are trying to kill their husbands. They hire a hitman and obviously things go sideways. And while they try to clean up the mess, somehow they get tangled into their husband's mess. This was chaotic, darkly funny, cozy mystery. I gave this one a 3.8 star. Next book that I read was Murder at 30,000 Feet by Susan Walter. I came across this book accidentally while scrolling on my Instagram feed and it instantly grabbed my attention. Obviously, I have read books about murders happening in trains, happening at an isolated island or abandoned house. But a murder happening 30,000 feet in the air, I am sold. When a flight carrying destination wedding guests, a baseball team and vacationers is hit by a lightning strike, plane's evacuations get knocked off. And when the lights return, a passenger is found dead. This one has two timelines. One where Francisca's son Matthew dies in an accident, and present where someone on the plane is dead. We don't know who's dead. So obviously this book made me question who the killer is, who is dead, and how is Matthew's accident related to all of this. The story progressed, I kind of connected the dots and figured out a few things. But the second plot twist really caught me off guard. It was a very fast-paced, gripping thriller. I gave this one 4.5 stars. Next up is One Beautiful Normal. That's a long title. Next up is One Beautiful Year of Normal by Sandra K. Griffith. It's a debut psychological thriller. When August gets a call from an attorney saying that her aunt Helen is dead. But how is it possible when her mom insisted that her aunt died 15 years ago? So obviously she has to go back to Savannah and find out the truth. This book made me question everyone in this book, every character in this book. Story starts really strong, like it hooks you right from the first line, but then it slows down in the middle until that revelation just flips everything over. It made me question everything in this family. This was emotionally layered psychological thrillers that makes you feel bad for August. The only disappointment is that the publishers did not promote this book as much they should have. Like, this book deserves more. I gave this one 3.9 star. Obviously, because I predicted, I think I've read so many thrillers that I can predict any thriller 100 pages into it. So if you have any books that you think I cannot at all predict the twist, drop your recommendations below. Now let's get into March. I started March with a buddy read that I hosted for my followers along with my friend Nicole. It's I've Survived by Holly Jackson. This hooked me right away. I had questions about who wants to kill this bunch of teenagers, who is the liar among themselves, but I did figure out a few things. This is a young adult and I think it's great for beginners, for people who want to get into thriller. This one is the great book. I gave this one a 3.9 stars again. That I read in March was Creepy Crawlies by Kanika Sharma. Again, Hatchet India was very kind to send me the copy. This is a collection of short horror stories that explores themes of supernatural and psychological horror. Most of the time, the stories made me question what is real and what is not. My favorite among these was Chalawa. Like, when I read that, when I finished reading it, I was like, wait, what? That's the first story in the book and that just sets the vibe of the book. The second favorite story from the collection is Ifrit. That made me go like, what did I just read? Yeah, it's eerie, it's unsettling, and creepy collection of horror short stories. So if you are looking forward to get into horror, I think this is a good one to start with. I gave this one 4.5 stars. Short romance stories, Accidentally Yours by Christina Lauren and The Exception to the Rule by Christina. This was fun, swoony and quick read that you can squeeze between after reading dark thrillers. I haven't read a Christina Lauren book yet, so if you have any recommendations from me, like which one should I pick first? The Unhoneymooners is like the popular by them, so just let me know if it's worth it, if I should pick it up or not. Another book that I read in March was The Housewife by Natalie Barelli. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. This was an ER that I requested on NetGalley. This comes out on 30th June 2026. I think it's better to go into this book blindly, like without knowing anything, because it will shock you. Because I went into this knowing nothing about the book. It kept me hooked and gripped throughout the book. One thing that I would actually say is that the author's writing style makes you think that you know what is going on, or like you might think that, oh, maybe this is what is going to happen, but then she hits you with something that just makes all your theories go into vain. I haven't rated this yet because I am yet to write a complete review about this. The last read of March was Robbie McNeil's Hit List by Brianna, Heath. This was such a refreshing read. It was funny, it was entertaining, it was slightly dark, and it explored queer community. Robbie is a contract killer who co-owns a karaoke bar with her queer platonic partner D. A mysterious man hires Robbie for a hit, but something feels off, and then her target disappears without a trace. And Robbie starts sticking, which eventually puts everything at the risk. Honestly, the whole time I was reading this book, I had only one question. Is she going to find Xavier? And the second question that I had, who is this mysterious man? Well, I did figure out things about Xavier, like why does anybody wants to kill him? But revelations about Mr. Clark was so unexpected. Like that was so dark. That escalated really quick. I also loved how this book explored queer platonic relationships and friendships. This was the first time I read something that had queer characters. I think overall this was a funny, twisty, gripping, cozy mystery thriller that has great character dynamics. I gave this one a 4 stars. That's a wrap on first quarter of 2026. Which was your favorite read of March, or the worst read of the March, or what you're reading for April? Have you found your 5-star read yet? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to do monthly reading wrap-ups or quarterly reading wrap-ups. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.